Hey everybody, 6 o'clock, Saturday Night Live. We're making risotto. Let me do this. Let me get my little stand set up here. I'm going to be using all 4 burners. Here we go. Hi, Fee. Okay. Give me a second here. Please. Hey, Will. Okay, everybody see that? I've got my, I have an onion, yellow onion, and I'm sweating it, or sauteing it, and it's just about perfect right now. So I've been working on this for, about 5 minutes, and it's ready for the risotto. I'll explain all this to you guys in a little second. I have a 1.5 cups of Carnaroli rice. So the process for making risotto is you start out with a yellow onion, dice it up, saute it for, I think I was cooking that for about 6 or 7 minutes until it's nice and tender. And then you're going to put the rice in. Very important instrument here, a wooden spoon. And you're going to stir the rice and cook the rice in with the onion. The onion was sauteed in butter and avocado oil. So what I'm going to do is, this is called toasting the rice. So risotto's an action sport. You pretty much have to stay with it the whole time. The rice that I'm using is Carnaroli. You probably have already seen, hi Deb, arborio rice, which is a short grain rice. Carnaroli is called the king of rice in Italy. It's primarily grown in the northern part of Italy, and it's a medium grain rice. And it also has a higher starch content than arborio. So for a long time I used arborio rice, and nice to see you too, Deb. And then I had a friend who lived in Milan, and I met him in New York for a conference, and he brought me 2 packs of Carnaroli rice and some saffron for making risotto milanese. So I was hooked on Carnaroli. I was looking in my regional Italian cookbook today, and I took a little snapshot out of there where they described how to make risotto. Put it on Facebook, and there's 17 different kinds of risotto. So it's really kind of whatever you want to do with it. So this is going to be, today I'm going to do what I call Risotto Primavera, or it's basically Primavera is the Italian word for springtime. And see, I'm constantly stirring that. Springtime meaning asparagus. So we're going to add some asparagus to the risotto at the end. I'll show you what I do on the asparagus. So what I'm trying to get here is a little toast on the rice. I don't know how long you're supposed to do it. I just do it till it kind of looks a little bit brown. And that's been in less than 5 minutes, so I'm going to probably go for 5 minutes. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add white wine. And that's going to start the process of cooking the rice. So I've had, I used to order risotto in restaurants all the time, and I just don't do it anymore. I've had so much bad risotto, I can't even tell you. Last time I had risotto was in a San Sebastian in Spain last spring. And we went to a Michelin-starred restaurant. It was a beautiful restaurant. They had great food. And I made the mistake of ordering risotto, and it was like mush. He did have a great sauce with it and some foie gras, so that kind of redeemed it. But the risotto itself was terrible. You know, when you're cooking risotto, you want it to have a little bite. You want it to have a little tooth to it towards the when you get to the finish, not have it mushy. And you can make it as creamy as you want. Okay, this is starting to get a nice brown toast to the rice. So what's that been like? A little bit less than 5 minutes. I'm going to give it maybe 1 more minute. Also, what I'm going here, so you guys can see that, is a pot of chicken stock. And I think I've mentioned this before. I make my own chicken stock. It's super dark and rich and concentrated. So easy to do. Put Swanson's to shame. Okay. My wife, Mary, just went out to her studio and the exhaust fan is going and she's like, oh my God, it just knocked me over with the butter and onion smell. Okay, we're ready for rice. It's been about 5 minutes, so we're ready for wine, excuse me. So I want to put just enough in where it brings it up level with the rice. Now I'm done with that. So now I have a little extra time here because I'll let that bring the heat up on that a little bit and get it cooking, get it boiling. A little bit better than medium heat here. So this is with this Risotto Primavera. Hi Kate, how you doing? I'm using chicken stock. I've made a mushroom risotto and made my own mushroom stock. Basically 5 pounds of mushrooms, carrots, onions, celery, garlic, put it in a pot, let it boil down, strain it off, and you have mushroom stock. We had, this is going back 12 years when we were doing the Hidden Kitchen, and we had 10 people from the Sacramento Bee here, and I served them the mushroom risotto. And some of you Sacramento people might know Carla Meyer. She was the movie critic for a long time, and then also the food critic. She claimed it was the best risotto she'd ever had in her life, so I was pretty proud of that. So look, this is what I'm going to do. This is probably one of the most important steps here. When you pull your spoon through, and somebody tell me if you can't see me do that, it should be dry. And when it's dry, it's time for liquid. So, you guys can see this. I'm basically taking a ladle full of chicken stock and putting it in there. And that's gonna start cooking the rice. Okay, so that's gone. I'm gonna get the asparagus ready. Here's my pet peeve with asparagus. I like it peeled, and I don't want to eat the whole thing. What you want to do is you want to snap it like that, and that gives you the throwaway part. And then I'm going to peel it. You guys see this okay? That does is it gets rid of the tough skin on the outside. Like so. I'll come back here. Doing good. Okay, there's my peeled asparagus, voila. And then I'm going to cut it into like 3/4 inch lengths, because what I want to do is make bite-sized pieces like that. All right. Okay, get rid of this stuff. Okay, let's check on our risotto here. It's getting pretty close. You can see when I pull it, it's still a little bit of liquid coming in. Hey Gina, how are you doing? So I want to keep working it. It's getting pretty close. Still got a little too much liquid. So I used 1.5 cups of rice. Okay, we're really close now. I'm gonna give it another stir. And that's really enough probably for, I don't know, 6 people for a course. Here's the other thing about risotto. For the Italians, it's part of the pasta course. It's never served with another dish. Like they never serve risotto and then have lamb or some sort of meat over it, with one exception. For ossobuco, which is veal shanks, risotto Milanese, which is this risotto finished with saffron at the end. Hi, Tad. Is the way that ossobuco is served. So, we take liberal leave with Italian cooking here in the U.S. So, if you want to serve risotto with meat or something, go for it. But I think I have in the past. I think I did lamb shanks in risotto. So it wasn't veal shanks, but it was lamb shanks. So that's hot. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. But let me get my water boiling here. We'll parboil our you guys see that okay? I can't tell because you're hi lol. A long time. I can't tell because all the little messages are popping up there. Sophia, let me know if you can't see that, and I'll adjust the camera. It's starting to puff up a little bit. How long have we been doing that? That's 7 minutes. It says on the package somewhere, yeah, 15 to 18 minutes. I think it takes a little longer, personally. Okay, I'm getting really close here. Oops, sorry. I don't know who I'm apologizing to. The pot of chicken stock. The other thing is the chicken stock is hot. You want to add hot liquid to this when you're doing it. The other thing that's cool about risotto is if you're having friends over, you can have them cook it. Like the last time we had a little dinner party months ago now. Mary and one of our friends jumped in and finished the risotto while I hobnobbed with our friends. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook for just a second. I'm going to go over here to, you guys see my boiling pot. I had some lamb shanks next week, or a rack of lamb with my peas. I got an ice water bath here. I'm going to get rid of the ice. I'm going to cook those for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I don't want to get them like super mushy. I just want them to have a little softness to them so they're not raw when I put them. So I'm going to put them in at the end with the risotto. I really don't need them to cook. I just need them to blend in. So I'm going to cook them in here, and then I'm going to put them in a water bath. And what that's going to do is shock them and stop the cooking. And it's also going to leave them really pretty bright. I like really bright green asparagus when you're presenting a dish. So it's doing good. I don't know if you can see, but it's getting considerably thicker. The rice is puffing up, but we got a ways to go. We're into, what, 10 minutes or something. We have a ways to go. Let me check on these guys. A little bit more. amazing how quickly this goes. I've got some peas. I'm going to throw the peas in the water right at the end. It's kind of a, well, it's, you know, peas, springtime is peas. Water's boiling. Thanks, Will. I wouldn't have known. Try this again. Close. Not quite. Now, to me, nothing says springtime like asparagus. Or maybe rhubarb, but I'm not doing rhubarb risotto. Wouldn't that be interesting? A sweet risotto rhubarb. Kind of like a rice pudding or something, huh? I don't know if I'd cook it with chicken stock, though. I'm really close. Again, when I pull the rice back, how much liquid comes forth is what I'm looking for, and I want it to be very little to almost none. That's pretty good. Let's pour some more chicken stock in there. And let me get the onions out of here. You know, the peas just have to warm up. They don't really have to cook. Just make sure they're not frozen. Okay. I should have probably just set up a colander, poured these into a colander, but yeah, well, I'll do that when I drain them. Come on, get in there. I got most of them. A few oddballs. Okay, that's enough. Let's see how we're doing. Whoa! That's gone to town. We're getting really good here. Alright, let me get rid of this water. Get my colander out, run over to the sink, dump this stuff out. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. That's hot. Okay. Right. Nice and bright. Look at that beautiful green. Okay. One more thing I want to do with the risotto. I'm gonna saute some prosciutto to add to it. It kind of gives it some really nice color. Hey Marie, how are you doing? You gonna make risotto for Richard? So, got my prosciutto di Parma. Parma's northern Italy as well. Okay, that's cooking off beautifully. Some more chicken stock. Oh, my burners is ticking. I don't know what the hell. Hello. Helps if it's lit. That could have been interesting. Okay. I'll give it a little taste here. That is awfully crunchy. Way too crunchy. Okay, doing good. Now, here's something. If you are having a dinner party, you could stop about right here, about 10 or 15 minutes in, and then when it's time to serve the risotto, you're going to need a lot more chicken stock. But you can put you can basically reheat it and finish it off. Like, it'll take maybe 10 minutes or so. If you do it that way, but it's certainly, I've done that when we were doing the hidden kitchen. Couldn't spend 30 minutes between courses. Wanted to just get it where the risotto was, maybe took 10 minutes. I'm trying to remember, I did mushroom risotto. I probably did primavera. I know I did 3 or 4 kinds of risotto. The book, the Regional Italian Cooking book, like I said, they have 17 different kinds of risotto. Okay, it's definitely soaking up the liquid a lot faster now. Just a little bit above, a tick or so above medium heat here on the risotto. Let's turn that up so that gets hot. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of risotto. That was a cup and a half. This is easy enough for 6 to 8 people for a small course. Okay. Okay, I think this guy's just going to cook a little bit. I got heat here. I hate peeling prosciutto. I need a little more oil in there. It's called multitasking here. It's really puffing up nice now. We're getting close to the end. It's almost perfect. Still has a little bite to it. In fact, I'm going to turn that down. Get some more of this stuff in here. So here comes the fun part. How creamy do you want your risotto to be? We're going to start adding butter. 2, 3, 4. You also notice I didn't really season the risotto as I was going. I seasoned the onions with salt and pepper, but I'm going to add a bunch of parmesan here at the end, and parmesan is very salty, so I'm going to season this after the parmesan is it's starting to get that beautiful mush to it here. Beautiful glow. Come on. I should have put more oil in here. I was thinking it should like cooking like almost instantly. But still tastes good. Okay, you know, I want to taste this as I go. The texture is perfect. It needs a little more butter. It's pretty creamy right now. So it's what, 5 tablespoons of butter. And it's time for cheese. So here's my favorite cheese grater. Hey, Bob Sutton. My brother-in-law, Hayden Dunn, gave this to me. He brought it from Italy. It's got a little drawer, and the grater pops off. I've had it for probably 15 years, and I just love it. You can get something similar on Amazon. So, freshly grated Parmesan. I'll save a little bit to go on top. Here we go. We are approaching the finish line here. Okay, I don't want it to be a puddle of mush. I hate soupy risotto. Where's my spoon? Wow, that was about perfect. Stir these guys in. That's a nice mix. Look at how pretty is that. Just let that. Those are going to come up to heat really quick because they're small pieces. Okay. I was going to crumble this over top, but I think I'll do that. Crumble it in. Okay, I just gotta let this cool down for a second so I don't burn my hands. And it's almost dinner time. Hot. Mamma mia. Wow. Isn't that pretty with the prosciutto in there? Yeah, you eat with your eyes before you eat with your fork or whatever. We eat with our eyes when we look at a dish served to us. You know, you can use bacon if you wanted, but bacon has, you know, that big smoky flavor, and prosciutto just has the hammy flavor, and it's salty as well. So I like prosciutto for something like this. All right, let me wash my hands. Be right back. Okay, here we go. Turn the fan off. Look at that. How easy was that, huh? Just have to have the patience to stick with it and not let it burn. Look, I've used all but maybe a half a cup of the chicken stock. I got the burner on that. Let me turn that off. How pretty is that for a spring dinner? Okay, where's my cheese? And cheese is right here. A little bit of cheese on there. Parsley. Parsley is just to give it some color. And here we go. Going in. I'm gonna get some of that prosciutto. That was damn good. Okay. How simple was that? Sophia. Oh, Drew's starting her dinner. Hey, thanks for joining me. Happy Saturday night. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, make risotto. It's really good. Okay? Thanks. See you next week. Maybe some rack of lamb.